Hi friends, long time no see. I have not been on YouTube in quite some time, but I wanted to make a video today about why I decided to not keep my nipples, because when I first started my journey exploring top surgery, exploring my gender, I really didn't have many resources when it came to the different types of top surgery and specifically people not keeping their nipples. And I've got the door wide open here, so I hope my neighbors enjoy listening to me talk about not having nipples. If you have any questions for me about my top surgery or why I decided to not keep my nipples, you can put them in the comments below and I will try to answer some of them at least. I know that there are going to be people who stumble upon this video who know nothing about me, and to those people who seem to get a little defensive or seem like they have a little bit of a problem with me not having nipples, I would love for you all to reflect on that for a second and just ask yourself why you care so much about somebody else's body and specifically their nipples, because that is a little weird and a little odd to me. But for those of you who are here starting to explore top surgery, welcome. I know it's a very daunting part of the process of just like diving into all this information, but feel free to ask me any questions. I'm here for you and I'm here with you. So the first reason that I decided to not keep my nipples is because my nipples were a huge source of my dysphoria when I was dealing with chest dysphoria. I really just like couldn't be outside in just my t-shirt and my binder because I was always worried it was going to get too cold and then my nipples would show. I did not like that, and it just made me extra dysphoric and I absolutely hated it. So I felt like when I was starting to think about whether or not I wanted to keep my nipples, it was kind of like, okay, how did they make me feel prior to top surgery? And when I really thought about it, it was like, I just associate a lot of badness, sadness, and anger with my nipples. And so that was kind of the beginning of me deciding to not keep them. The second reason is that I know surgeons do their absolute best to make sure things are symmetrical and everything like that, and I have no idea what that is like. I'm sure it's very stressful and there's a lot of pressure around that. But for me, I felt that if they turned out a little off or not so symmetrical or whatever it was, I would have a problem with that, and I felt that it would really bother me. And so for a lot of people, that's not an issue, and all bodies are different, and I think that it's so important to acknowledge that and remember that, especially when you're exploring top surgery and just thinking about how we view bodies as a society. It's really important to remember that everybody is beautiful and everybody has a different body type, different body shape, and that'll include nipple placement. But for me personally, it just felt like it was going to be something that would bug me if I didn't like the way it turned out, whether it wasn't symmetrical or whether it just looked different than what I expected. I felt that that would be really hard for me. So that was the second reason. The third reason is that I'm neurodivergent, and I was really, really worried about my recovery sensory-wise, and just being off with my routine. There are a lot of extra steps you have to take when you keep your nipples or when you get nipple grafts, and top surgery recovery looks different for everybody. Sometimes there aren't as many extra steps, but sometimes there are, depending on how your body is healing, how your body is recovering and reacting to this like very invasive and major surgery. So I was really worried about adding those extra steps into my routine, plus dealing with the pain, dealing with recovery in general. Even just this one thing of like taking a shower. Like you can't take a shower for X amount of days depending on what your surgeon recommends. But I knew I would be able to shower a little sooner and I would be able to jump back into my routine a little bit sooner. My routine plays a big role in just my neurodivergence and how kind of like easily and smoothly my day goes. Is something that I have to navigate every single day because every day there's something different that happens, something unexpected. You just never know how the day is gonna go. With my top surgery, it felt like there was so much out of my control, especially around the recovery, that I just felt that getting nipple grafts and dealing with that healing process would be really difficult for me. Of course, there are also people, though, who are neurodivergent as well, who struggle with a lot of different things like routine and similar things as I do, but they might really, really want nipples. They might really picture that when they imagine what their body looks like and what they look like after top surgery. And so just taking these extra steps around recovery and healing might seem really worth it to them. It's just different for everybody, and that's the beauty of this whole journey and exploring top surgery and gender affirming surgeries and your gender. It's like there's so many differences, and it just makes everybody so unique, and I love that. Okay, the last reason why I decided to not keep my nipples is because I really asked myself, like, why do I feel this pressure to keep my nipples? And it was something that I needed to reflect on. And I finally came to the conclusion that I felt I needed to keep them because I've always felt this pressure to fit into a cookie cutter shape or a specific category or box. I just thought, how special and beautiful would it be for me to just make this decision for me and not for the sake of society's comfortability around me getting top surgery and me not having nipples. Going back to what I just said about being unique and how gender affirming surgeries look different for everybody, and it's just like, that's one of the reasons why it's so special. I'm so sorry, my dog is like eating the wall. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's the last reason. It's just that, like, I wanted to do this for me, and I wanted to make this decision for me and not for the sake of other people. And so that was a really freeing thing, and just kind of being able to go on this journey and reflect and check in with myself just around how I was feeling about top surgery and what I envisioned for myself and my body, and just like knowing that it's my choice and it's not anybody else's choice. Like, this is my life, and I'm going to take all of these reasons and celebrate my body post top surgery. And it's been a really amazing journey. So those are the reasons why I decided to not keep my nipples. Thank you for watching. I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. If you've come from my Instagram or TikTok and you've made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know what other videos I'll make, but I definitely want to keep making more YouTube videos, because it's definitely, like, just in the past been a space for me to just talk and not feel like I have to edit myself down to like a 30-second or 1-minute reel or TikTok. So yeah, it's really special to be back here. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, happy thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe if you would like. I would really appreciate it. And check out my small business, megemikoart.com, also my Etsy. All the links will be in the description below. I appreciate all of you for watching, and I will see you very soon.